Thank you for taking time to learn about REETAIN Bonus. My name is Janet Peterson and I will be talking about the REETAIN Bonus program, information you need to know when getting ready to apply, how to apply, and I'll also explain how we process and score applications. On the last slide, you'll be able to see contact information that you can use for additional questions. The Child Care Aware of Minnesota website has complete information about REETAIN. The mission of the REETAIN Bonus is to support and enhance child care professionals who demonstrate dedication to the field and to their own professional development. Because REETAIN bonuses are intended to be a supplement to wages, the funds can be used in any way the recipient determines to use them. REETAIN Bonus was started in 2003 as a companion to TEACH scholarships to reward child care educators who, despite low wages, use their college degree in their work with children. REETAIN was revised in 2021 according to legislative and funding changes, a researched review, and a review by members of the Minnesota early childhood education field. The acronym REETAIN stands for Retaining Early Educators Through Attaining Incentives Now. When an educator is awarded a bonus, they agree to continue working directly with children in the field of early childhood education in Minnesota for 1 year after being awarded. Half of the bonus is given to the recipient upon being awarded, and the last half is given after 6 months. Bonus amounts vary according to the education level of the recipient. Educators may apply every year. Center educators apply April 1st through May 31st, and family child care educators apply October 1st through November 30th. There are 2 different application periods, one for center educators and one for family child care, so that we can make sure that funding is divided equitably between the 2 types of settings, and also because the application and scoring is slightly different between the 2 settings. Center staff often don't have an easy way of becoming aware of the REETAIN application period. Center directors can help staff by alerting them to the application dates and giving them the website location so that they can read through REETAIN information. The website has a link to our email so that staff can ask questions and receive help. Are you eligible for REETAIN? You may apply for REETAIN if you are working in a licensed Minnesota child care program, as a primary care provider, a teacher, an assistant teacher, or an aide with children at least 30 hours a week. Also, not currently using a TEACH scholarship, and started your position at least 1 year before the first day of the application period. You need to be planning to stay in the field for 1 year after being awarded, have a current develop membership, and a career lattice step of 6 or higher. We also accept Step 5 after completing MNCDA or MNITCDA Learning Community. Many of these items are verified through your individual Develop account. Later in this session, I'll explain that in more detail, and I'll also explain the career lattice steps. The first step to successfully apply is to prepare your information and learn about REETAIN. Know your email address and how to check your email. Visit www.childcareawaremn.org/REETAIN. Read the instructions and frequently asked questions, and then contact us with any questions you may have. This is an image of the web page on our Child Care Aware of Minnesota website, where you'll find the instructions and email address for communicating with us about the bonus. The application is only available during the specific dates of the application periods. It will be found under the Application Process tab. Each application will require a total of at least 3 documents: your DHS licensing learning record from Develop, for center staff a recent pay statement, or for family childcare a copy of your license, and the online application form. The application form is found on our website and must be submitted using the online form. Paper copies of the website screens can't be accepted. This is because the online form also puts the information into a spreadsheet that we use for tracking information and for scoring. Many of the eligibility requirements are verified by the information entered into an individual Develop account. For example, we look at the Develop Learning Record to see a position title that indicates direct work with children. If you're unfamiliar with Develop and your learning record, the Develop website has guides and contact information so that you can learn about how to use it and keep your information updated. There's a guide to help you locate, save, and share your learning record. This is an image of a DHS licensing learning record. You can see the Minnesota Career Lattice step at the top, as well as the membership expiration date. Your Develop account offers you 3 different versions of the learning record: DHS licensing, CDA, and knowledge and competency framework. We can only use DHS licensing learning records for REETAIN. The information on your learning record is added and updated when you apply for Develop membership or when you renew your membership. Your Career Lattice step is assigned when you submit your education history to Achieve, Minnesota's Center for Professional Development, as part of the Develop membership process. Your step will appear on your learning record. Achieve has a comprehensive website to help you use their services, as well as contact information so that you can ask questions. REETAIN requires that you have at least a Step 6 with a CDA. A Step 5 is acceptable if you have completed an MNCDA or MNITCDA learning community. This is a sample of the employment history section of a DHS licensing learning record. Directors and family child care license holders, make sure that your Develop organization account information is accurate and up to date. The employment information from your organization account will affect the employment section in an individual Develop account. Also, it's very helpful to promote the use of Develop by your staff so that they are familiar with their accounts and can make sure the information is complete and up to date. To review, we use the verified information on your DHS licensing learning record to determine eligibility and to score the application. It's very important that your information is up to date and accurate in your individual Develop account. If you need help adding information or making corrections, please visit the Develop website to find contact information for Develop staff who can help you. In addition to eligibility items, for family child care, we will also be looking at training hours for the previous calendar year. This possibly results in points added to the application score. Are you ready to apply? When you answer yes to these statements, you are ready. During the application period, go to the website and fill out and submit the application. If you're not comfortable using online forms or navigating websites, it's okay and encouraged to have help filling out the application. However, it's not allowable for someone to fill it out for you without your participation in the process. You'll need to be actively participating in the completion of the application. Applications that are submitted independently by someone other than the applicant named on the form are ineligible. After filling out the application and uploading your documents, you will click Submit, and then you'll receive a confirmation email that we have received your application. Save your confirmation email until you have received your result, which is sent within 2 weeks after the application period ends. Submit only one application. If you need to change something or send documents, send an email to retain@childcareawaremn.org. Sending more than one application causes confusion and slows down the process of correctly reviewing and scoring your application. Here are a few more tips for a successful application. It's much better for you to submit documents electronically, although you can mail them if necessary. If you need to email documents after submitting your application, email them all together in one email. Always be sure to use the email that you put on your application form. During the application period, we receive hundreds of emails, and it's easy to confuse documents if they're separated or if they come in from an email we don't recognize. If you need to mail documents, make extra sure you're sending the correct documents. For example, make sure you're sending the DHS licensing learning record and not the CDA learning record. Regularly check your email for any communication about your application. We don't usually have time to make phone calls due to the high volume of documents we need to process and score. We will assume that you receive our email communications. Again, it's vital that you give us correct email address on your application. During the application period, Child Care Aware of Minnesota staff are busy reviewing and scoring applications. The first step we take is to review for eligibility. Applicants are notified by email if something is missing or if they are ineligible. We strive to provide assistance when we see errors. However, we cannot guarantee that we will catch all mistakes. It's best to ask questions before applying and read the instructions carefully. Our ability to contact applicants with technical assistance ends 10 days before the end of the application period because of time limitations. After applications are determined to meet the eligibility requirements, they can be scored. The scoring structure reflects the goals of REETAIN and state priorities for early childhood education. Higher points are given to those with lower wages for center staff, an entry-level education of a CDA, and those beginning their career, 1 to 5 years in the field. Points are given for training hours above licensing requirements for family child care educators. Extra points are given for having no bonus in the previous year, professional engagement activities for family child care, and moving up the career lattice. That point item will start in the fall of 2022. The number of bonuses awarded depends on the amount of funding, the number of applications received, and the amounts of each bonus. If awarded, you'll receive an acceptance form and W-9 to fill out and send back to us. Remember to visit the Child Care Aware of Minnesota website and look at REETAIN Bonus instructions and information. Take a good look at your developed membership and DHS licensing learning record. Contact me with any questions that come up or email retain@childcareawaremn.org. Thank you for taking time to view this information session.